Hello again, it's Webby here. Welcome back to another video. And today I'm asking a question. Is it the death of the manual gearbox? Nowadays, automatic gearboxes are so good. A lot of manufacturers are putting these fantastic dual clutch systems into their cars, which can change gear way quicker than the driver can with a manual gearbox and a clutch. Does it mean eventually we'll see the end of the manual gearbox? I hope not, because there's still some fantastic cars out there with manual gearboxes, and particularly here in Australia, everybody sees the driver's car, if you like, as a V8 with a manual gearbox. So what I've got here today is a V8 Mustang with a manual gearbox, just to sort of try and see, are they really dead? Is there still life in the manual? And can we save it as a dying breed, so to speak? So yeah, this is our demonstration of my work. So yeah, let's take this for a drive, see what it's like, and see whether a manual is still an option for a lot of people these days. So here we go then. Let's give this manual Mustang a try. So I've already started the engine. You have to put your foot on the clutch to start the engine. 6-speed manual gearbox. Let's go. Let's see what it's all about. Let's have some fun in a V8 manual. Immediately you can notice how light the clutch is. It's not heavy, it's not what you'd imagine a clutch in a big V8 to be like. You'd imagine it to be sort of quite heavy, robust, to be able to cope with the amount of power that the engine's got. The 5 litre V8 develops 339 kilowatt, so it's a decent amount of power. And yeah, the 6-speed manual gearbox and clutch are just so easy to use. The gears go in nice and easily. Like I said, the clutch isn't heavy. You don't have the typical sort of leg ache that you normally get when you're stuck in traffic with a manual gearbox. I can understand why people get an auto. If you're constantly going up and down the freeway or the motorway, whichever you call it, every day of the week, yeah, you might get a bit fed up with it. But if this is just your weekend toy, I'd put up with a manual gearbox, I reckon, if I was going out on a Sunday drive, because it is awesome fun. Yeah, just so easy to drive, and it's nice to have that control as well. You can choose what gear you're in, you can choose how long you hang on to each gear for, so you can build the revs up, which particularly in the V8, sounds awesome when it gets to the top of the rev range. I can imagine how good it would sound if you're, driving this through a tunnel and we're holding on to the gears, so you got up into the higher revs. That would be an awful lot of fun. So yeah, people should buy more manual gearboxes, especially in Mustangs, I reckon. I'm going to say we sell mainly automatics in the Mustangs. Not quite sure what that beeping was. Yeah, we sell mainly automatics. And yeah, whether it's because people getting lazy, just don't want to drive the car anymore, I'm not really too sure. But if they drive this, I think it will change their mind. I think it's a really good gearbox and clutch combination, and yeah, it suits the V8 really well. It's not a difficult thing to drive, it's actually quite pleasurable, I like it. Yeah, you definitely feel like you could have more fun with this. The Auto is a bit more of almost like a GT cruiser, long distance type of car. With this, you can sort of grab it by the scruff of the neck and have some fun. On some country roads or twisty roads, and throw it around a bit more. But you still get all the same creature comforts in the manual that you do in the automatic. So you don't really miss out on anything. It's just different gearbox, and you've got 3 pedals. I would definitely recommend having one of these as a car. And you save a few $1,000s as well, which is a bonus. because as with most cars, the automatic is more expensive. On this, on the Mustang, most cars are the same. Some cars now and again there's no cost difference, but predominantly you pay more for an automatic gearbox. So a bit like the new Focus ST that comes out later this year. It's available as manual and automatic, and it's no cost option to have the automatic. So yeah, same price, manual or auto. It will be interesting to see how many people buy the manual versus the automatic on that car, because traditionally the Focus ST has always been a manual gearbox car, and the Fiesta ST that's also coming soon is manual only. But that's a little sort of, you know, hot hatch pocket rocket type of car, which traditionally they've always been manual. So that'll be interesting to see, you know, what that one's like. I'm assuming it's going to be as good as this Mustang. That will be an awful lot of fun to drive. I'm really looking forward to having a go at one of those for sure. In addition, you also get hill start with this car as well. So when the car's in first gear, you can take your foot off the brake, and they'll actually hold the brakes for you for a couple of seconds for like hill start situations, so you don't obviously roll back into the car behind you. And even though I've not driven a manual car for quite a long time, I haven't stalled it, which I'm actually quite impressed by, because you get out of practice a little bit, and obviously every car is different as to how heavy the clutch is. But yeah, delighted to say, haven't stalled it yet. One really good tip if you live in Australia or any hot country and you buy a Mustang, keep the standard seats, because the seats are heated and air conditioned, whereas if you go for the Recaros you lose those functions. So on a hot day like today where it's 40 odd degrees, the air conditioned seats are an absolute godsend. Just figured out that beeping noise that I heard earlier was the dash cam telling me the traffic's moving. That's a cool function. That's actually a Ford dash cam made by Garmin. So I might actually do another video on that, because that's a new product that's just come out. Oh, geez, that V8 sounds good. I can see why so many people buy these as a weekend toy. They are so much fun. And having driven this for a little bit now, I'm going to recommend people buy a manual, I think. So there you go, there's my video of why would you choose a manual gearbox over an automatic, or the other way around maybe. If you are looking at a new car and there's an option for either gearbox, give them both a try. You've got to, you know, give yourself that option of trying both to see what you prefer. If it's something like this, I'd seriously consider the manual, because as a weekend toy, it's just so much fun. And there's still a few cars out there that you can get a manual gearbox on. Unfortunately, a lot of manufacturers are going the way of automatics, especially with these dual clutch gearboxes and paddles on the steering wheel, to get a bit of driver engagement. But I still think you can't beat a traditional manual 6-speed, whatever it might be, and just have fun. Just go out and enjoy the car. As usual, if you've got any comments, please leave them below. If you've enjoyed the video, give it a like. And if you want to support the channel, please subscribe. It will help other people find my videos, and help my channel grow as well. So thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.